I'm gonna use science to restore the Ottoman Empire to its former glory, turn this absolute sick man of Europe into an actual Hercules of Europe. We start with 12.9% literacy, 20 million population, and 11 million GDP, and our standard of living is 7.6, struggling, so it's pretty bad, suffice to say. If we get 6,000 likes on this video in the first week after it's out, we're gonna finish this campaign, go with the second part up till 1936. Now, the first thing we're gonna be doing, of course, is we're gonna click the event that's gonna give us reduced prestige, bureaucracy, taxation capacity, conscription battalions reduction as well. It's overall extremely bad, our starting situation. In order to fix that, we do need to do some Tanzimat, which are some reforms for our country to bring it back on track with the rest of the world. Some of these are easy to do, like the urbanization one requires we have 75% of Ottoman states with an urban center. So that means we need to build more buildings. It's very easy, that one. Look at that, Ankara's got a level 1 urban center because it has some agricultural buildings in, but then Deir ez-Zor has 0 because we don't have enough buildings. We only have 1 livestock ranch that offers 5 urbanization, so we just need to build more stuff around the entirety of the Ottoman Empire. Another big problem is our starting technology, which is very much so lacking, and we can have a maximum of 69 innovation, which is really low actually. We're going to queue up stock exchange that's going to increase our market access price impact and unlock some other proper legislation. Then we're going to research romanticism for the agrarianism law for our economic system, cotton gin lathe for the economy, and then atmospheric engines to start industrializing the nation with, of course, water tube boilers right afterwards. We got 14 construction sectors and we are on the wooden building construction method. We're going to stay with that and we're going to build up a few more of these, say 5 or 6 more in Eastern Thrace / Constantinople for now. We actually start with a few iron mines. However, that is not going to be enough to sustain our iron frame building construction sectors, since we only have the pick and shovel production method, which only gives 20 iron per mine, so it's really not that much. Go ahead and change some of these production methods so that we actually get more out of these farms, and for that matter, sweeteners is pretty decent. I'm gonna make it so I'm actually producing less luxury furniture so that we actually get more regular furniture for the regular people, and then the process makes some more money from that. I'm also going to change the market squares to make it so that the glass mills, or whatever they're called, actually have a use. Right now we're not using glass for anything. After we change this, we will use them for the urban centers. And before we change to gas street lights, we need to have some coal mines, so we're going to eventually queue up a coal mine. We can also get the fishing trawlers for now, change the cargo ports too. We're also going to be gunning for the education reform Tanzimat, which requires we get 20% literacy rate in our country and a level 5 university. Obviously, reclaim Syria will be attacking the Egyptians whenever the truce is over. That is going to be in 4 years in 1840. So we got 4 years to essentially upgrade all of our armies to line infantry. As it stands, most of our army is still irregulars. I'm not going to click the upgrade button yet because that would completely destroy my economy. The cost of arms is going to skyrocket if we do that, and we cannot afford so. For the time being, we cannot anyway. We're also going to need to import some clippers until we're going to be building some more of our own domestic clippers. Going to be changing the consumption taxes here. Cancel the one on liquor, cancel the one on wine. We're not getting too much from it anyway, so it's pretty much just a waste of our authority points, and also it makes people pay more for those goods that they need. Now we're going to get services tax, transportation tax, luxury clothes, and luxury furniture. These affect primarily the upper and middle class, and we're going to keep it like that for now. We're going to also increase the overall national revenue, lower the government wages, lower the military wages temporarily. We're going to start increasing these back up 2 years prior to the war with the Egyptians, so in 1838, and we're going to gradually go back towards medium taxation and then lower it even more as we progress in the campaign. We just need that early influx of money to build up a proper functioning economy. And I'm going to change my army so it's easier for me to understand which army I'm using at the time. Make sure it's all set up on state, and of course also color code them. Take note, we do have only 20 years to get 4 of the Tanzimats done. If we fail that, then it's GG. We pretty much just should restart the campaign because you will not recover from that at all. But not to worry, we'll get it set up very easily. Now let's talk about politics, guys. We start surprisingly with our leader as a part of the intelligentsia, and he's a moderate. The heir is also a moderate, a part of the intelligentsia, which has 10% clout in the government. Sadly for us, our legitimacy is pretty low, and the local governors or the landowners do have a massive amount of clout. That's because of our legislation, which is horrible. We got serfdom that gives them 50% political strength, as well as it disallows mass migration and internal migration, which means that, say for example, we got really educated and qualified people in Ankara that we could use in our, say, university in Constantinople. Well, they cannot work there even though they're available, because they're not allowed to migrate between the state of Ankara to the state of East Thrace because of serfdom. So we need to get rid of that particular horrible legislation. The sooner the better, not just because of the political strength, but mostly because of the migration bit. Another one is we need to slave ban, because once more it offers the landowners 50% political strength. The problem with this is that if we start directly with trying to ban slavery or trying to get rid of serfdom, we're going to get a revolution. You could circumvent the revolution by deleting all of your troops except the ones in Constantinople. But if you do that, in 4 years, you're going to have to face the Egyptians with no army. So you're going to die. So the best play is to just do whatever legislation you can do that does not trigger a revolution. And then after you've gotten the lands back from the Egyptians, then you can actually do the revolution. If you want to, you can even delete the armies and leave only the ones in Thrace. Up to you, really. So for those few years, we're going to need to change as much as possible. If we can, I would love to get appointed bureaucrats. The local governors, so the landowners, are not going to start a revolution over this, but it's going to lower bureaucracy massively. But the chance of this passing is extremely low. Local police has 57% chance, which is actually really good. And it's going to allow us to get state radicals, state penalty from turmoil reduction, as well as radicals from standard of living decrease reduction. So it's really something that we will need in the campaign ASAP. That's why I'm going to go for the dedicated police force first. Then I'll try and go for landed voting, which we have a little bit of support. Or I might try heretical appointed bureaucrats, because then we do one more tanzimat, which simply requires that we change to get appointed bureaucrats. As you can see from the law screen, it is really bad for the Ottomans. Probably one of the worst starting legislations out of all the nations imaginable, and 0 institutions, which is even more underwhelming. We do have a starting power block here, and this is a sovereign empire, which means that we will be getting a lowered weekly liberty desire for subjects, but that's not going to happen because they are disloyal. So we're going to need to improve relations with all of these subjects in order to lower the liberty desire and integrate them into the country. Now we do need to get some friends around the world, so I'm going to need to first off declare more interest. I'm going to basically get all of Africa as a declared interest, and then I'm also going to be rivaling the Greeks and the Papal States, small nations that don't really make much of a difference, really. That's why I'm rivaling these guys. And I'm going to use the extra influence points I got to improve relations with the Prussians, improve with the British, and improve with the French. Oh, I don't have enough? No. Okay, we're canceling with the Prussians. We're improving with the French in that case. There you go. We're doing that because we have also the British and the French pro lobbies. So by improving relations with both of these, we also get some approval for the intelligentsia and for the armed forces. One of the ways we can fix the literacy problem is, of course, pass legislation. But aside from that, we can also do promote social mobility. I'm going to wait until I get some legislation passed, though, because I like to get the authority bonus, which lowers the enactment time for now. But I'm going to make an exception for Constantinople because there's a lot of population here, and I'm going to enact social mobility and road maintenance here to help out at the start, at least, of the campaign. I guess we could lower one of the taxations, maybe remove the transport tax. Yeah, there you go. That makes a lot more sense. And then we end up with 23 enactment time, which is actually pretty good. We hover over this, we can see that we enact in 126 days per tick. We also actually start with quite a few extra capital ships, so I'm going to delete a few of these. I'm not really going to need a fleet for much, to be fair. So let me see what the costs are for the ships, actually. 2.7 on mana wars. Now it's 2.3 after we deleted those. I guess we can keep it. With the power block, we actually start with vassalization, which is actually not bad. I'm going to keep this for now. And we also start with external trade. I'm not a big fan of this. I will likely change this. Either go for market unifier, which is going to give me a customs union for the power block, or advanced research would make significantly more sense. But of course, I'm going to do that after I fill up the other 2 slots. I'm not going to waste a slot just like that, obviously. Our cohesion is absolutely tanking because we have a weak power block and we have a lot of liberty desire, which lowers the overall cohesion by a ton. Not really much we can actually do about this. We literally just have to improve relations and hope that we get the improved relations up as fast as possible to afterwards start getting our cohesion back up. We also go to our subjects and maybe do some of the interactions, granting them own market. Like reduce subject payment is going to give weekly liberty desire increase reduction by 33%. So if we hover over this now. We're losing 0.13 weekly, which is actually acceptable. I think I'm going to do that wherever I have that available. Ooh, this is awesome. 2.5k progress for medical degrees technology, or we get some approval for the British Fellowship lobby. I like the approval, but I also want the technology because I'm so far behind with it. I don't mind paying a little bit extra just to get that done. And I also decided to max out the construction sectors in East Trace. I feel like we can actually handle that. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start upgrading my units to line infantry. I'll do it slowly since there's so many that need to be upgraded. I don't want to tank my economy, so I'm going to upgrade this army, which has 20 roughly. No, actually 13 it has that need to get upgraded. And then I'll do another one and another one and another one and so on. Let me check how much are my arms industries costing now. 14% more than base price. That's okay. That's not too bad. I guess we could import a little bit from, say, the British or something of the sorts if we need to. You know, this kind of doesn't make sense to me. Like, why don't we start with market unification as the Ottomans? Because from a historical standpoint, the tributaries that the Ottomans had in 1836 were pretty much a part of the Ottoman market. Like, they were pretty intertwined from a commercial perspective, right? It would make sense to show that at least. All right, there we go, boys. Because we improved relations, now we're actually lowering the liberty desire for all of the subjects. Considering how much more wood we're using for the construction sectors, I'm going to get some more logging camps, first off in Constantinople and then in the adjacent provinces. Because remember, we also want to get that one urban center. Well, actually, these guys already have an urban center, so I'm not going to get them here. I'm going to get them in the areas where we do not have an urban center yet. So like Konya, for example. Let's check our situation. 21% more expensive. We could technically also import a little bit, but our bureaucracy is really bad. We're losing 23% tax waste because of the change in legislation. So before we do anything else, actually, let's go ahead and build a couple of admin buildings. Check by tax, see where that's lacking mostly, and that is going to be Aydin. Let's queue one up because we also need to upgrade the center there. Erzurum as well. We need to upgrade the urban center. So let's get 2 of these here, and I think Trebizond as well. Let me just double check. Remember that every single level of the government administration gives 20 urbanization. All right, let's try our shot at appointed bureaucrats now. Oh boy, yeah, this is gonna be nasty. This is gonna be real nasty, boys. So we can either choose to piss off our own Sunni people and make everybody else a little bit more loyal, or do the same thing but at a lesser extent, or do the opposite. So that's gonna be a tough one because that also gives us a success chance. I'm gonna piss off the non-Sunnis, I guess. Speaking of tough ones, oh my god, what is going on here, brother? Like, actually, what is going on here? Looks like we got a lobby opportunity here to get the investment rights in France. We're still not up there yet. They still wouldn't agree to it because we've got the protective attitude towards us from the French. Really? That's actually pretty good for us, man. They do. Wow. Okay, that means it's likely we're going to be able to get the French on our side in the Egyptian war if it stays like this. Fingers crossed. Look at this, guys. My point exactly. We've got people we could potentially employ in shipyards, but because of serfdom, they're not able to come from other provinces to work in the shipyards in Constantinople, which is just horrible. And the way that it's looking right now, it kind of feels like I'm gonna need to do that civil war after the Egyptian war. There's not much of another way of getting rid of serfdom, sadly. Dude, my economy is just not able to sustain anything. This is insane to me right now how bad the economy is for this nation. In order to prepare for the war with the Egyptians, what we've done is we've recruited artillery conscripts for all of our armies, and we've upgraded everything to maximum. This army here is not yet ready, but it's going to be by the point that we actually start the war. Also, extremely important, guys, this makes the difference between getting everybody on the side of the enemy and getting nobody on the side of the enemy as the Ottomans. You'll thank me afterwards. Actually, subscribe if this works for you, because I know it's going to work. When you attack the Egyptians, if you set the war target as any of these provinces, then you're going to have either the Russians or the French joining on the enemy side. However, if you attack Adana, then you're not going to get any of them on the enemy side. Why is that? Good question. That's because of the declared interest areas. So all of these provinces are within the Arabian area, which has a higher chance of getting your rivals and other nations that are interested in this area that is actually a high value area to join on the enemy side. However, Adana itself is part of your, I think, Anatolian area, is it? Yes, it is Anatolia, and not as many people give a schnaps about. So setting this as the initial return state means that it's a lot less likely enemies will join on the side of the Egyptian. Let's go ahead and raise all of the conscripts, mobilize all of our armies, and send them over to the front line. I'm gonna send one of these armies to defend the Libyan front. That's because the Egyptians will set the Libyan area as their main war target, and they're gonna try and push for their war target, meaning that if we delay their push, it's gonna take longer to take their war target, and it's gonna give us more time to push over from these areas in return. Now, why are my armies all set to defend? That's because I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe the French or the Russians do actually join on the side of the Egyptians, in which case I will have to defend before I push in afterward, grinding the enemy troops, making it a lot more easier for me to push when the enemy armies have less manpower. We also get the reasserting our authority in Syria that allows us to get some massive relation boosts actually with the French, the British, and a few other nations here. So that's awesome. Again, improves the chance of us actually getting someone on our side. Look at that, the French-Palestine Treaty War. No, I'm okay, France. But that does mean that I could probably get them in on my side. Yep, there you go, war goals. They really want that freaking treaty port, don't they? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that though. Wait, did I? Yeah, I can get the British as well, not only the French. Holy snaps. For the duration of this war, I'm gonna pause construction because I don't want to completely tank my economy. And towards the end of this particular phase of the diplomatic play, I'm gonna add the rest of the return state goals. I'm not gonna do it now, just in case somebody else joins, then I have maneuvers to call in my own allies. There you go, that's fair enough. Now let's add all the stuff. Aleppo, Transjordan, Syria, and that's it. I don't have any more maneuver points, so let's just add the war reps, and we are Gucci von Strombucci. Yeah, going down, Egypt. Yeah, going down. Yep, as expected, they only have 16 battalions over here, so we're gonna be advancing front on this side. Quickly, boys, quickly. I want to see you in Cairo before they even realize what's going on here, and hopefully you guys can hold on to the Libyan parts for a while, because they did set majority of their army here, so I'm probably gonna get pushed back quite fast. There you go, 98 advanced. That is freaking huge. Already at Sinai and still going strong. Let's see what's going on here. Yep, they took most of Libya. That is to be expected. I wouldn't imagine them not taking Libya whilst we're taking the eastern parts of their empire. Come on, take Cairo as well. Give me that right now. Give it to me. I want it right now, buddy. Oh man, I just realized I was at 44% with appointed bureaucrats on adoption phase. I can feel that this thing's gonna freaking fail. I'm telling you right now. Yep, I freaking knew it. I freaking knew it, dude. I wasted like a few years on trying to get appointed bureaucrats and it failed. That is just so disappointing right now. I'm not even enjoying the fact that I won against the Egyptians because I'm just so disappointed with the fact that I didn't pass appointed bureaucrats. That's really frustrating. There you go. We got Aleppo as well as Adana as incorporated states, but we don't have these two areas as incorporated states, so we need to make sure that they become incorporated state. And now when the truce is over in 1846, we should be ready to attack the Egyptians once more. And I'm gonna delete some of these. Syria, I'm sorry, but way too many construction sectors considering I am an actual potato economically speaking. Ooh, we can get a trade agreement with the British. Hails to the yes. That might actually improve our situation quite a bit because we can import some stuff for them without wasting any of our bureaucracy points and export some stuff as well. So that's a great point. Whenever you do get these trade agreements, make sure you check what kind of items would give you a little bit of a profit by importing and what would give you profit by exporting within that particular trade agreement nation. Oh, the British love some of our hardwood apparently. Oh my god, they disbanded half their army after that war. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna disband a lot of units that are not in my capital, and in general, I just need to disband units because my economy is not able to sustain such a massive army, especially if it's line infantry. It would be different if it was irregulars, but they're all line now. And we also need to scale back on our construction sectors because we are really an actual freaking potato nation, unfortunately. Luckily for us though, we got higher learning so we can get some university building throughput or progress on empiricism. I think I'm gonna go for the progress actually. We also got some nice technologies, dye workshops, as well as lathes, which means we might actually have a start of an economy now. Does mean we have to import some dyes for the time being since we don't actually have any domestic production, temporarily don't have any anyway, and we're attempting to get landed voting. Chances of this passing, I don't know. Considering we failed appointed bureaucrats, my hopes are very low. Okay, I take that back. We actually advanced to consideration. Could we not have freaking gotten appointed bureaucrats at 44% and adoption phase? I'm actually really pissed about that. I'm genuinely, like, half of my brain is thinking, should I just reload an older save and play it from there? Because appointed bureaucrats is actually a massive bottleneck for me right now. Not only would it have done the Tanzimat, but also it would have helped increase my taxation capacity big time. Check our subjects. Anybody we can annex? We could actually annex Tripoli, but No. I'm gonna be lowering the autonomy of Tunis, which is gonna make them a dominion, which means I'm gonna be able to hold on to them a little bit better in case the French try and sneak into there. They cannot anymore. And now let's also try and sneak ourselves into Arabia, since we got a few years until the next war with the Egyptians. And let's go with the war against Najd first. These guys on attack. They are. Okay, we got you then. Oh, Great Britain's guaranteeing our independence. Oh my god, dudes. I literally love you bastards. I can get a defensive pact with you. Hails to the yes. Oh, dude, yes. Ooh, Joint Front is the new bloc established by the French. Okay, interesting. And two Sicilies joined the Metternich system. That's not good for me though. The second that I vassalized Najd, everybody around started getting proclaimed guaranteed by the French, by the freaking Russians and everybody else. Like, why? Why would you guys do? Why is the AI all of a sudden actually competent? I'm not sure I like this. On the bright side though, we're close to actually inviting Oman to our particular power block, which means that we might be able to vassalize them, because that's the superpower of our power block. Once we invite nations to it, we will be able to turn them into subjects. Ooh, what's this? Whoa. The hit. We can war goal. We can what? Yes, please. Hails to the yes. We gotta recruit back our artillery pieces now. Holy shit, if this actually manages to go through and we get Persia, that is literally all of our eastern flank secured for the rest of the campaign. Wait a second. Oh my god, this bug again. They're gonna become my protectorate. I don't even need to fight against the Persians. I just need to fight against Kandahar, and then Persia's my subject. Dude, this is just so broken. So we just made Persia our subject with 0 infamy. Brother, what? What? Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm gonna help you out, Persia. I'm gonna kill those. I'm gonna schnappel-dupe the schnaps out of these Afghanis, bro. Like, I'm full on board against Afghanistan. They're gonna feel the rat. Okay, they backed down. So what the hell just happened? We made Persia a subject, and we didn't even need to fight against Kandahar, which lost the province of Persian Bamport. Yeah, that was freaking awesome. That's literally the first good thing that happened this entire campaign. What the hell is going on now? Why am I in such massive need of iron all of a sudden? Construction sectors, tooling workshops. Wait, what? Construction sectors in Wallachia, Moldova, Iraq. What? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Wallachia, why the hell are you using iron frame buildings and I'm not, bro? Like, what? Stop. Wait at least until I get atmospheric engine, bro. Come on. Just in the nick of time. Now we can actually start making some proper bucks. Daria, go boys. We got atmospheric engine pumps, meaning we can actually produce a decent amount of iron now. So we're going to change this over to the engine pump, and we're going to need some coal mines. So I'll click one coal mine in Kastamonu and then one other one afterwards. The economy of the Ottomans is actually dog schnapple. I've said this a few times already, but it is the truth. It is just the worst economy I've seen ever. So we just got to make it work somehow. We also just got mobile artillery, so we're upgrading all of our units to the proper production method for the upcoming war against the Mamelukes, or better yet, Egypt, in 1 year. We also queued up a few more iron mines. We are still massively lacking iron. It's our biggest issue still. And we're gonna exile this dissident because we really do not want to become a theocracy. Far from it, actually. Oh, France is improving with us. Finally. Hopefully, that's gonna lead to a great alliance between our two great people. I think it's time for me to rival more nations. Let's go with Portugal. Let's go with the Netherlands. Let's go with Bavaria, Sweden. Nations that likely would not actually join against us, but would still give me, of course, influence points because I allied them, and I can use some of those extra influence points to improve relations with the French and with the Prussians. Persia? What the schnaps are you doing here? Brother, I don't think you should be confident about fighting against the Russians. What the hell, man? No, I'm not even gonna bother with that. You know what? I don't mind you losing a couple of provinces. If that's what it takes, your problem, man. You started that. Basically, your very own fault. Dude, please do something. Fail this or do... This has increased and decreased by 10% like 9 freaking times already. Come on, legislation, do something, man. I'm desperate here. And yes, we're going for the second war against the Egyptians. Let's go ahead and add some units to this particular front here too. As with the last one, we're gonna add all of our war goals before the end phase here. And also, I just saw that we can actually lower the liberty desire of, or better yet, lower the autonomy of our subjects, Moldova, as well as Wallachia. This is good because if we don't do that, what happens happens is Moldova and Wallachia have a tendency of getting independence supported by the Russians, so we avoid having to deal with the Russians by making them more, or better yet, less autonomous nations. All right, so we're gonna add a return Palestine, make that a primary goal, and make them a protectorate. Make that a primary goal too? We cannot. Okay, well that sucks. Let's get the rest of our units by the border. Hopefully they do not back down, so we can actually make them a protectorate. That essentially will mean that we have restored. Fucking hell, man. That's the second time we reloaded the save game and they backed down the second time as well. I'm actually kind of pissed right now. I wish they didn't back down because I really wanted to make them a protectorate. Now I have to wait for freaking how many years again before I make them a protectorate? Till 51? Really? Well, I guess I can use that time to maybe expand more into Arabia. And we did one of the Tanzimat, so there's that, I guess. The separatist one is going to be done as well, and urbanization is very close to being done too. All right, time to continue our expansion in the Arabian Peninsula, this time with Bahrain. Let's go ahead and set up an invasion force. There you go. Skibbity boo, skibbity bay. Give me all your stuff, Bahraini. The bad part about the Ottomans, obviously. Oh, we became a semi-democracy, kind of. Yay! We got political parties. That's the best thing. I was going to say that the worst part about the Ottomans is the economy, right? And the literacy and everything else. So there's a lot of bad part. There's some good part. Namely, there's so many easy targets here as long as the great powers don't get involved that we can easily munch into, just like the Egyptians and the Persians and so on. Did they lose Kerman? I guess they did, right? Oh, no, they didn't. So what was the peace deal then? I have no idea. Wait, that's the first time I saw this throughput. Dye plantation throughput. Is that new? Wow, that's actually impressive. Oh my god, an actual godsend. We got the water tube boilers. Let's change over the production methods for the iron mines and the coal mines. That means that now coal and tools are going to be a little bit more in high demand, so we're going to need to queue up some more tooling workshops and a couple more coal mines alongside a couple more iron mines. Iron's always going to be in need. Plus, we can also decrease the autonomy for Wallachia too, so both of the Romanian principalities are dominions now. Whoa, we got a coup by the local governors? Oh, hell nah. That is not good. That is really not good, actually. Oh, we have an opportunity here, boys. We can choose to side with our friends, the English, and maybe get some money out of it if they bankroll us. Fingers crossed. And I'm also cleaning up house in the Arabian parts. Let's go ahead and invade Kathiri, the armyless nation. Sadly, as expected, the local governors are trying to rebel again. I'm gonna have to cancel my legislation because I cannot afford a revolution right now. We need to get rid of the freaking landowners. The only way I can think of to do that is try and get the corn laws, but that means I have to delete some of my farms, and that would lower my urban centers. So I'm gonna maybe go get corn laws after I've done the urban center Tanzimat. I'm really close to it, and a lot of them, like in Baghdad and so on, is because of the farms, the rice farms. Look at that, we got 75, mostly because of the extra 555 we get added from these farms. We just need them. We really do need them. Let me add, how many more do I need? 75, so that means I need 5 more in order to get this done and get level 1. Same here, we are right now at 80, so we need 4 more. We're getting 2 more of these, and we can get 2 more fisheries afterwards. We're short on everything: fish, grain, iron, everything. So I'm trying to make my best here to get the Tanzimat so we don't completely collapse before I do any more expansion, like actual freaking expansion. That's also the reason I'm researching general staff now. We need to get the general staff technology for the general training production method for our barracks, as well as have 150 units that are not irregulars for another one of the Tanzimats. I'm not getting the Tanzimats I was hoping to get, but any is better than nothing, really. No way. I can get subjects from the British. I could get the Churchills. I could get the freaking Hudson Bay Company. What? I could get an... Okay, that is kind of... Do I want the Hudson Bay Company? No, I'm not gonna beat that guy. I think a general bankroll is gonna do me a lot more. Yeah, it's gonna be better. Let's go for the bankroll. The British have a lot of money. A bankroll from the British would fix every single one of our issues. Let's go ahead and actually send some units. We need to make sure that they do indeed win this war. Wait, why do the rebels actually have a little bit more units in them? That's kind of scary, not gonna lie. I'm actually sending my entire army, so I'm really dedicated for the English to win this. Please arrive in time. I don't want you to freaking lose this war. Come on, guys, you can do this. please fight for freedom, fight for love, for all that's good and mighty. I know we're basically still trying to enact certain legislation that's not great, but better than what we have right now, okay? So we're still fighting for freedom technically. All right, I think that's pretty much it. We, I think, won this war, right? Looks like we enforced on the Dutch, which were fighting on the side of the rebellion, so we definitely won this war. Hail yeah, boys, hail yeah. Give me all that money, Britain. Give me all that. Oh, look at that juicy 15,000 we're getting from these bad boys. That's all gonna stay here, and that's gonna be paying off our interest, which is 12,000 right now. God, we're in a super horrible spot. I've removed a couple of the consumption taxes so I can use my promote social mobility decree a little bit more, so we can reach the 20% literacy rate for the Tanzimat. It's also why I'm not going to be expanding into Arabia anymore. Even though I can, I'm not doing it because I need to have my literacy rate for the whole country up, and Arabia is not provinces to take if you want to increase your literacy. Hey, we did the suppress separatism Tanzimat, hell yeah. And the French and the British are at war once more. Provinces in India. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. How am I gonna support them? Because I already got the bankroll. Maybe transfer some stuff from them, or maybe just stay out of it, really. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay out of that war. We've queued up 37 more barracks too, since we have to have 150 regiments. I deleted a few more than I should have earlier. I didn't realize I deleted that many, actually. Hey, that's good news. I'm not gonna get excited though, because we had 3 laws that were on ascent phase and we still failed, like vital laws. So I'm not gonna get excited until we actually pass this. We got the tech. Let's switch this to general training now. It's gonna cost us a little bit, but it's got to be done. There you go. All that's missing now is just getting a few more of these battalions. Seeing as I've kind of messed up here, I have to increase the literacy by 20%, not have it at 20%. So it has to be at 33, which is not doable. Not in this time frame anyway. That means I either have to get Egypt or urbanization. So I'm not sure if I'll get urbanization in time, but I'm gonna be reclaiming Egypt. We got claims on these lands here, so I will puppet, but before I puppet, I'm also going to be returning these states because I want to have direct control over these provinces. It's going to make me a lot richer, a lot faster. Please don't back down. Please don't back down. Please don't back down. Please don't back down. Please don't back. Oh, they didn't back down. Okay, perfect. I only put those 4 because if I added more stuff, I was kind of afraid that they're going to back down, and I just need the 4 to get my Tanzimat done, and I want to make sure I get it done before the time expires. Then we have to restart this run basically if we don't get it done. This should be a fairly easy war, boyos. Oh, what's going on with my government? No. Oh, this is bad. Wait, no, actually, no, that's not bad. That actually increases our chance, doesn't it? Yes, 75% to abolish that. Oh my god. Well, not abolish it. Make it less costly, I guess you could say. There you go. We got another Tanzimat done. Reclamation of Egypt. Next up, we're gonna be just puppeting what's left of Egypt once the truce is done again. But because we got all the extra bureaucracy from taking these provinces, we will be incorporating them. Actually, we're going to be incorporating all the provinces here now since we have the bureaucracy from the Egyptian lands. We didn't have that before. Let me check what else I can incorporate. No, I can incorporate this. Hell yeah, I'm incorporating it. And let's also make declared interests for all of Africa whilst we're at it. Come on, 146 battalions. Just need 4 more battalions and we're done. And we also got legacy slavery, so let's see if we can go ahead and ban it altogether now. That would be awesome. It might make these guys revolt, so I'm going to wait a little bit in that case. Maybe I can do appointed bureaucrats until we're done with the Tanzimats. And we can lower more autonomies. Let's see. Should we do Serbia first, I guess? There you go. Serbia is now a dominion. Yeah, I just had to change this to the right prediction method. There you go. That means we got the sick man of Europe completed. So we have the reorganization. For 5 years, we can get home offense and defense and military research speed, or we get claims on basically all of the Balkans. I'm gonna go for the claims for no particular reason. Best part is that we got rid of all the debuffs, so now we can actually be on par with the rest of the world. Look at that. We got bureaucracy now. We got a semi-functioning economy. We do still need to work on the economy a lot, actually, but we are getting there. Sadly, we gonna be canceling this now, or we're gonna have to fight another revolution. We got one of the weirdest situations imaginable. So I've got a lot of support for homesteading all of a sudden. No freaking clue where this is coming from, but I'm not complaining. 100% chance means we basically will instantly pass pass homesteading, but I also am in the process of getting charity hospitals, and we're so freaking close to getting it. It's ridiculous how close we are. I really need hospitals too to increase my literacy, and I also need the revolution homesteading, so I don't know what to do. I don't want this to go below 100. I want it to pass really fast. So I'm just praying over here that we go to Ascent and we pass charity hospitals ASAP, because then if we do homesteading, we just need to get rid of traditionalism and go to ban slavery and appointed bureaucrats, and we're done. So yeah, I know what you're thinking. Ludi, you should have had all of these done by now. I know, dude. I just had really shitty RNG. I could have reloaded 1,000 times to get it done, but no, okay? I'm just playing it and having fun in my own way. Hope you guys like watching me fail, I guess. It's also about time that we start invading Gaza, Transvaal, all of these areas here. Zulu sided with Gaza. That's actually not so bad, because that way I can just annex Zulu too. Screw it, buddy. I don't give a schnaps about the extra 10 infamy. We can still handle 20 infamy. Is actually not too bad. Please pass at 93. I really need to do homesteading. I am actually literally begging you right now to pass. Please, 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 please pass. Okay, everybody calm down. What the hell? Man, how did you go from freaking 100 to 37? That is just wild to me that happened. Like, what the schnaps is going on here, bro? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still enacting it whilst I'm invading Gaza. Go Gaza first, we're gonna invade Zulu after. And looks like we can also lower the autonomy of Tunis again. Hell yeah, now it's an actual puppet. Oh, okay, so it actually went up to 51% after we got these bad boys back in the government. They were revolting prior to this. I'm kind of feeling that I'm going to get a revolt from the landowners any moment. And there you go. I expected that. Oh, this is actually not bad. So this is all of Anatolia against all of the Balkans. But I built most of my units in the Balkans. So even if they rebel, it's actually not the end of the world. Oh, finally, man. That means we can actually pass homesteading. If we get good dice rolls, fingers crossed. Go ahead and assign some units to the bankrupt ex-superpower of Egypt, which is soon to be our future protectorate. I don't really need to take Matru as well, but I kind of just want to. I don't know. I feel like I just want to have my lands all the way into the north and keep the rest as the Egyptian little Schnappledorp. They have currently no units, and they just started getting conscripts, so they might even back up. Who's to say? Considering that they are now actually fearful, there's a high chance that they might actually back up. I stand corrected. Despite being bankrupt, having no units, they still decided to fight. That is just massive brain AI right there. I mean, honestly, the Zulus are putting up more of a fight than the Egyptians are right now, so that says a lot about it. The absolutely unavoidable civil war has begun, and just to make sure that I don't get anybody else against me, I'm gonna call in my ally, the French. I've got a defensive alliance both with the French and with the English, so I'm gonna put these two defensive alliances to work in the hopes that Russia doesn't join the other side. So I'm saying this because I've had 3 attempts at a civil war in this run, and I had to reload an older save because Russia kept joining the enemy side, which is why now I'm more confident that it's gonna go through, since we got 2 major powers on our side as well. And there you go. I freaking expected that. Oh, I'm gonna have to set up some units to defend against the Russians now. Set these bad boys to adamant defense, and we're gonna need some conscripts in that case too. Thanks, Schnippledorp. We got these provinces before our civil war started. So look at that. We got all of Egypt, and the new provinces we got are also on our side now, which is great. Plus, we seem to have gotten Jacques the Stripper, famous stripper of the 1800s. Did we also get this? We did. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now let's win the civil war before we actually have to reload again. Hallelujah, guys. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this stupid law to pass for 20 years, quite literally. Now, whilst we're at it, let's also ban slavery so we actually fix our country. This has to be one of the most multicultural alliances ever. Look at that. We got British, we got French, Tripolitanians, Romanians, Moldovans, and Turks, all fighting for the greater Ottoman Empire good. And we're also successfully defending against the Russians here, so there's a chance we might actually be able to capitulate the Russians. Actually gonna advance a little bit in this area since they're only defending with 11 units. Get a little bit of a foothold, which is gonna force the Russians to bring more units here maybe, or if they don't bring more units, then we are 100% going to capitulate them, since we can just make a mad dash for the capital. There you go. Or actually, is that the capital? Whatever, it's close to the capital. All right, as expected. connected, push a little bit, and they capitulate. Now let's go and actually start pushing into the rebels, because they got nobody to back them up anymore. Voila, everyone. We're united once more. Now let's fix our economy, which is actually dog shit. Means we got to also do our production methods once more. Make sure we have the latest production method set, and they deleted my universities in Hudavendigar. You! Back here! Why'd I even build them there? I should have just kept on building in freaking Trace, man. If we look at our power block, we're actually quite decent, man. We're quite decent. We're gonna continue expanding in Transvaal in that area next, and finish what's left in the Middle East, of course. But that's gonna be once we get like 10 or so infamy. Right now we've got quite a little bit of infamy. Let's increase this a little bit too, and make sure we have the latest production methods, iron frame buildings, Booyah Shaka. Holy shit, we got 480 authority point? God damn. Okay, I'm not complaining. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I'm guessing that's because of all the edicts we got canceled around our realm when they rebelled. We're gonna need to import a buttload of iron too, so let's also queue up all the other iron afterwards, because that import's only gonna last us for so long. We need to actually have iron in our country. There's a lot of population in Northern Trace and Western Trace. We can get some more iron mines in there. Honestly, after we finish these initial buildings, we probably just want to queue up 20 more iron mines, in my opinion. To my disappointment, we've banned slavery in our game a little bit later than the Ottomans did historically, because they actually banned it in 1857, so we're about 4 years late, I guess. Now let's go ahead and also get agrarianism. Filing cabinets is another big stepping stone for us, because that means we get more tax efficiency. So now we only have 3 states that don't have enough bureaucratic centers, so we can just click one of each, a couple more of these, and we should be fine. Plus we got 600 bureaucracy to spare, so we can get level 2 home affairs and level 4 law enforcement, meaning we don't have any more issues with radicals and state penalty, as well as we lower the political movement radicalism a little bit. We don't have any issues. It's debatable though. I mean, we still have some, but not as many as before, I guess you could say. Romania declares a union. Hell yeah, buddy. We got ourselves a little united principalities over here, do we? Finally, we got agrarianism, which is perfect because it also means we can switch on over and get per capita taxation now. We do have a little bit of a movement for consumption-based taxation, which is not great. This guy is a pacifist, so I think I'm actually gonna just get rid of him. I don't think I need these kind of people in my country. Also, notice how my economy just instantly skyrocketed when we switched away from traditionalism. That's how important it is to get rid of that legislation. We're becoming so advanced, we even got a company now, boys. It is actually insane. Of course, I'm gonna be going for the one that gives me the lead and iron throughput. Surprisingly, we don't have the productivity for that now, actually. So I'm gonna go for the textile one. You know what? Turkey makes a lot of clothes in my country. In Romania, almost everything is imported from Turkey. I'm gonna become the textile overlord here in Eastern Europe. Now that we got Marina too, let's station our units back in South Africa so we can invade Transvaal and Orange. I'm thinking to just directly own these lands though, because I don't really have that much infamy. Might as well just get all those juicy gold mines, right? Oh my dude. Oh my dude. I think we can go medium taxation. Yes, we can. Oh boy. That means we can probably triple our construction now so we can get on par with the rest of the world as well. I'm gonna finish the first part of this campaign here. We have stabilized the Ottoman Empire and we are on par with the rest of the great powers now. If you learned something from this video, consider subscribing, would help me out a lot, and leave a like so we can get a second part where we play this off till the end of the campaign.